This is Backstage Bay Area, your all-access pass to the local music scene.
Welcome to Backstage Bay Area. I'm Steve Roby. Today on the show, we're talking with a San Francisco trio that's quietly building one of the most exciting new sounds on the indie rock landscape. Silverset, made up of vocalist Nikki Fruth, guitarist Grant Hespeler, drummer John Stenz. The group blends soaring vocals, melodic guitar textures, and rhythmic precision into songs that feel both grounded and dreamy. Their debut single, Wherever You Are, Wherever You Go, dropped in June and has already surpassed 10,000 Spotify streams. But that's just the beginning. The group recently wrapped up recording their debut EP, all self-produced, mixed, and mastered in-house, and they're rolling it out one single at a time. Their next release lands August 8th, and a week later, on August 15th, they'll celebrate with a release party at Kilowatt in San Francisco. We'll hear the track Wherever You Are a little later in the show, but first, let's meet Silverset. Welcome to Backstage Bay Area.
Hi, thanks for having us. This is Nikki. I'm the singer of Silverset, and we also have John, who I'll let introduce himself.
Hey, Steve. Good to be here. I'm John. I play drums in Silverset.
Great. Thanks so much for being here. So how did the three of you, I know we only have two here tonight, but how did you guys come together to form Silverset?
We came together late in 2024. I stumbled across Nikki singing actually on an open mic and just felt like her voice was super cool. And I'd been jamming with our guitar player, Grant, for a few months prior, just, sort of as friends, playing some cover songs, making some like original riffs and licks. But came together after sort of finding Nikki. We got together in a room and it felt good.
I think the interesting thing was that for the last couple months before that, I had been trying to find a musical project, and it was just so difficult to get it to vibe. And when I met John and later Grant, it was just so easy.
John, I understand you and your brother Jared were part of Fox Tracks before this project. How did your musical journey from that band shape the approach to Silverset?
I think it's a great question. I think all of your experiences in life and music sort of build on one another and lead to where you're at today. So I think for me, what was really important was playing with some really like big bands on tour, meeting a lot of other musicians that are very successful, and just seeing the way that they carried themselves and approached, each day, each song, the writing process with so much discipline. And I think that that's helped shape Silverset and enabled us to kind of, move pretty quick with the creative process and be able to make some songs that people seem to be enjoying so far.
All right. Nikki, you bring a distinct voice and presence to this project. How did you first get involved in music, and what led you to collaborate with Grant and John?
The first person to encourage me to get involved in music was actually my mom. When I was about 13 or 14, there was actually no one in my family that's very musical or a singer or even many arts. So it was interesting. She said, "You should get some voice lessons. I heard you singing in the car." And I decided that I wanted to pursue that. And it's just something I totally fell in love with and have been ever since.
Great. What were some of your early musical influences? I'm curious.
Honestly, this is going to sound so ridiculous, but the first thing, my parents were Catholic, and the first thing I remember hearing and thinking was really cool was like the Gregorian chant at church. And like all the harmonies. That's like the first thing I ever remember listening to and being like, wow, that's really cool that people can do that with their voices.
I've never heard that response when I've asked that question before. It's an original. That's great. So let's talk about the band's name, Silverset. And I understand there's a great story behind it. Can one of you share the story of how that name came to be and what does it symbolize for you?
Many bands will probably say this. It's not easy coming up with a band name and then trying to find meaning to it. So I think for months we were searching and searching, and we were starting to make music that we really liked. But one day we were in the room throwing around names, and the name Silverset came out. And at first, you try to start assigning meaning. You try to start building, a story for that means something to your group. And I think what happened with us was, one day we were back, helping clean out a family member's home and found some really valuable like silverware underneath, a pile of, items that weren't really touched in like 40 years, I feel like. So I think in that moment, we kind of realized that like Silverset can be a metaphor for that moment that, you find something buried beneath, the monotony, let's say, of every single day of life, when you're able to slow down and truly find something that, moves you. Silverset can kind of be that beauty beneath the rubble.
Nice, nice. You should put that story on the liner notes of the EP.
It's not a bad idea, man. We just might do.
Yeah, we like that idea.
So let's talk about the debut single, which is out now. It's called Wherever You Are, Wherever You Go. It's already caught some buzz online. What inspired that track?
Like any track, there's a number of pieces of inspiration, and for us, the creative process is so collaborative that there's probably a number of influences that went in there. I think when I think about the beats of the song, I think back to some modern bands we like The Killers, or even some 80s songs like an artist like Kate Bush. I think really brings a lot of that world to life.
And I think vibe-wise, what I really like about this track is like it might like symbolize like a time in your life or something. It's interesting because the song itself is very reflective and kind of serious, but then it has this dancey beat. And I just think songs that have that kind of contrast are really fun. I think that's something we wanted to do as well.
Absolutely. How do the three of you approach that creative process? Is it a group collaboration from start to finish?
Yeah, I would say so. I think when we first started working together, there was an element of, so-and-so had a song or a clip of a song and brought it to the group. Like the first song we had, I brought it and I had made it. And then there was another one that Grant had made. And then gradually it became even more and more collaborative till I would say at this point, we're often at the studio and someone just starts jamming a layer on something and then everyone else joins in and we kind of play it over and over. And sometimes you really come out with something great.
I mentioned earlier that the entire LP was self-written, produced, recorded, mixed, and mastered by the band. That's no small feat. That's a lot of work. What was the process like, and what did you learn from that experience individually or as a group?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. I think when you have the opportunity to be part of that creative process from start to finish, you learn a lot about your sound. And when a band's really sort of early in their time together, it can be really just beneficial to understand even where each like sonic range sits. And one thing I really do want to call out is Jared's influence on all of this as well. Being able to not only play bass but also just be a very solid mixer and producer and master and take on all that role as well as a collaborative songwriter as well, in the room with us. Just want to call that out too, but I think there's a lot to learn in each element. Someday in the future, I think, we'll certainly love the opportunity to collaborate with a producer in a larger studio, but I think it enables us to move quick, and it also enables you to kind of get under the hood and understand sonically what's going on so you can continue to build and evolve your sound in the early days. It's also just quicker.
Yeah. John, I understand your brother Jared, who plays bass on the record and mixed it, will also be performing with you at the Kilowatt show. What does it mean to have him involved in this project?
It means a lot. I think the bass and drums in a band are just, two brothers in the basement, cooking up some grooves. So
yeah, I
think it means a lot to have him as someone who's going to play bass with us that night and has been collaborating on the early writing. And, it's just very exciting.
Great. Speaking of exciting, it's time to listen to your debut single. This is Silverset with Wherever You Are, Wherever You Go, and you're listening to Backstage Bay Area.
Never
That's wherever you are, wherever you go. And this is Backstage Bay Area. I'm speaking with members of the trio Silverset. So you've got a new single dropping on August 8th. At the time of this recording, that's going to be this coming Friday. What can fans look forward to this coming track that's coming out on August 8th?
You can expect the same dancey, high energy. I don't remember who sang it, but there's an older song called Are You Having Any Fun? And I think like that's really the kind of energy we want to bring into all of our music. And I would say that the lyrics of this track are a bit more hopeful and upbeat, but that kind of swingy, funky, dancey vibe is definitely something that, will be really fun for the Kilowatt. And we're looking forward to bringing there.
What's the name of the single coming out this Friday?
The name of the single is called Akamea.
Akamea. How do you spell that?
Akame.
Okay, I have to ask, what does it mean?
Akamea is actually the name of my cat.
Oh.
I did not name her that. I got her with that name. And it was just a unique name, so I kept it. And the song itself, one of the inspirations from the song was I have a little dumpster kitty that got dropped off and abandoned in Brooklyn. And I adopted her, and I was, I initially felt quite bad for her, but how important she became in my life was something I did not expect. So it inspired this love song of sorts.
Nice. I can't wait to hear it. Well, let's talk about the upcoming Kilowatt show on August 15th. It sounds like it's going to be a big night for you guys. What can fans look forward to at the live show?
We've got to have fun, right? If we're not laughing, if we're not having a good time, what's the point? And, I just love playing with John and Grant. A band is such a unique relationship. You go from 0 to 60 in terms of knowing each other. And I'm so, so, so excited to bring, all that time we spent together with sound panels falling on my head while I'm recording, like the foam sound panels, to being on this stage with the boys. And you can expect a lot of energy and a lot of work that has gone into this set. But I'll let John comment as well.
Yeah, no, I love that. I think all that is true and accurate, and I feel that. I think our set is high energy. I think you get a lot of moments of, musicality that probably gets cut back a little bit on the record, but a few moments of sort of off-script jamming, keeping things interesting, keeping things spontaneous, and you can expect some dancing. I think people that come to our shows really love the energy, and if you're looking for a good time, a good night where you can dance a little bit, cry a little bit, sing a little bit, I think the Silverset show's for you. Yeah,
it sounds good. So what's your future plans after the EP is out and everything like that? Have you got a full album in mind or a tour coming up there?
Absolutely, yeah. So we're going to release the EP in the fall, and are planning a bit of a short tour for the EP release. Going to hit New York and hit Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
No dates announced just yet, but those are in the works. We'll be announcing them soon. And then after that, we have a lot of original songs. To get to an LP certainly takes a lot of work, right? You're probably working through 40 songs at once to get to just the 12.
Yeah.
But we're planning on an LP to follow.
Nice.
But likely before that, there'll be another EP released with the next batch of songs.
All right. So let me remind our listeners that Silverset's next single drops August 8th, and you can catch them live for the release party on August 15th at Kilowatt in San Francisco. Doors open at 6 p.m. that night, and showtime is at 7. And you can find out more about the show at kilowattbar.com. You can also stream their music on Spotify and follow them on Instagram to keep up with future releases and shows and all that great stuff John just told us about. And there will be links in the show notes of this podcast so you can stay connected and find out what they're up to next. So thanks again, Nikki and John, for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having us, Steve. We really appreciate it.
Hey, musicians, would you like to be a guest on Backstage Bay Area? Just email the host and let him know when you'll be playing in the Bay Area. The address is backstage.sfbay@gmail.com. Now, let's get back to the show.
This has been Backstage Bay Area, your all-access pass to the music scene. I'm your host, Steve Roby. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for tuning into the Backstage Bay Area podcast. Don't forget to visit us online at backstagebayarea.com for more insights and stories. Be sure to join us next time for more engaging conversations with local talent and touring musicians. Until then, keep the music alive, and we'll see you backstage.